It's a quiet morning in a small village in India. The sun has just begun to rise, casting golden rays over a field where majestic elephants stand tethered by thin ropes. These massive creatures, towering over the men who pass by, remain in place, confined not by physical chains but by an invisible mental restraint. A curious traveler stops by and, puzzled, asks a local trainer, "Why don't they escape? Surely these ropes can't hold them." The trainer smiles gently and replies, "When they were babies, we tied them with these same ropes. They tried to break free, but they couldn't. Eventually, they stopped trying. Now they believe they can't escape, and so they never do." This simple parable holds a profound truth. It reveals that we are often held back not by the physical limitations that surround us, but by the mental chains we've forged over time. In this journey, we explore not only how these self-imposed barriers form, but, more importantly, how we can break free from them to unlock our true potential. This is a roadmap to unshackling your mind and living the life you were meant to lead. Before we dive deeper into each chapter of our story, ask yourself, what invisible chains have I accepted in my own life? Could it be that, like the elephant, I have simply stopped trying to break free? Chapter 1. The Parable Revisited. Miko, a young boy in a small village in Africa, stands on the fringe of familiar territory. There, in the early morning light, he sees a majestic elephant tethered by a thin rope to a solitary post. Despite its tremendous strength and size, the elephant does not struggle to break free. Instead, it stands calmly, its eyes reflecting resignation, a resignation born of years of conditioning. Imagine a baby elephant vibrant with untapped power, being bound by a rope that, in its infancy, was the only thing strong enough to hold it back. Every day it pulls, tugs, and strains, but over time the persistent failures have sown doubt. The elephant ceases its struggles and, as it grows, accepts the rope's grip as unbreakable. This is the essence of a self-limiting belief. Early life experiences, rejections, and imposed limitations shape us. Like the elephant, we may unconsciously accept that we are not capable of more than we have been told. Ask yourself, when did you first start believing that you were not enough? How have those early lessons kept you confined? The parable's symbolism is powerful. The rope represents the beliefs we form about our limitations. The elephant's resignation is the echo of a mind that gives up. The lesson here is clear. We must challenge these beliefs if we are ever to discover our true potential. Chapter 2. The Invisible Chain. Later that day, at a traveling circus in a distant land, Miko sees another sight that deepens his understanding of confinement. Under the bright, playful atmosphere of the circus, the same powerful elephant, now grown, remains tethered by an almost insignificant rope tied to a loosely anchored wooden stake. Visitors murmur in disbelief as the enormous creature stands calmly, despite being physically capable of breaking free. But why, asks Miko, does the elephant not try to escape? The answer is as sorrowful as it is simple. He's been conditioned to believe that he can't, explains a seasoned trainer. From the time he was a calf, the elephant had struggled against much larger chains that it could not overcome. With each failed attempt, the memory of defeat etched itself deeper until, eventually, the belief became absolute. This invisible chain of belief is far more potent than any physical restraint. Like the elephant, many of us become prisoners of our own minds. We accept limitations imposed on us by society, by family, or by the echoes of our own previous failures, and we stop trying to break free. Reflect on your own life. What chains do you feel are holding you down? Are they real, or are they the product of old, unchallenged beliefs? Chapter 3. The Whisper of Can't. In the quiet afternoon light of the circus grounds, Miko, now more thoughtful, more aware, witnesses a moment that mirrors his own struggles. He sees the elephant and hears in its eyes the silent, repetitive whisper, "I can't." For Miko, this word echoes the cruel voices of his childhood. He recalls teachers saying, "You're not smart enough," and family members insisting, "You'll never be as good as your brother." These words, repeated over the years, have become his inner refrain. Standing beside the elephant, Miko is struck by the realization that the word can't is not a measure of true ability. It is merely a constraint, a belief that he, like the elephant, has internalized. He approaches the elephant slowly and kneels by the rope. "Do you know you can leave if you want to?" he whispers, half in hope, half in despair. For a moment, the elephant's eyes seem to glimmer with the possibility of change. This chapter asks you, how many times have you whispered, "I can't," to yourself? What possibilities have you missed because you believed failure was inevitable? Every can't is a chain that shackles us, limiting our actions and eroding our potential. But imagine if, like Miko, you could challenge that voice. Could you rewrite your inner narrative? Could you replace "I can't" with "I can"? Chapter 4. The Keeper of Keys. Night falls over the circus grounds, and with it comes a quiet stillness. Under a sky sprinkled with stars, Miko creeps out, unable to sleep, drawn to the place where the elephant is kept. There, in the dim glow of a solitary lantern, sits an old man, the keeper, whose weathered face tells tales of many hardships and small victories. The keeper has trained the elephant since it was a calf, and his eyes hold a wisdom earned from years of watching the mighty creature struggle and eventually submit to its supposed limitations. "You're back," the keeper says in a gravelly voice without turning. "Curiosity is a stubborn spark, isn't it?" Miko nods and asks, "Why doesn't the elephant ever try to break free?" The keeper sighs deeply, letting the silence hang for a moment. "When he was young, we tethered him with a thick chain. Every day he fought against it, until the chain reminded him of his weakness. Over time we replaced the chain with a rope, only because once he believed he couldn't escape, we didn't need to restrain him further. His mind did it for us." Miko's heart feels heavy with the truth in those words. He realizes that his own limitations are not imposed by circumstances, but by the beliefs he has allowed to shape him over the years. Have you ever felt as if something as small as a thought has stopped you from soaring? Chapter 5. The Moment of Choice. Under the light of a gentle moon, Miko wrestles with his inner turmoil. The keeper's words resonate within him, sparking a courageous question. Can I too break free from these invisible chains? The answer lies in the choice he is about to make. In the calm of the night, Miko approaches the elephant once more. "Why don't they let you go?" he shouts to his father, whose indifferent shrug is the only reply. "He won't run, he thinks he can't." In that moment, Miko's heart hammers with the realization that change begins with a decision. That very moment, Miko, fueled by a surge of determination, steps forward. He extends his hand toward the elephant and with a steady resolve, gently unties the rope. The rope snaps with a soft crack, a sound that echoes like a bell of awakening through the quiet morning air. What self-limiting belief are you ready to break free from today? Is it time to untie your own rope and step into freedom? Chapter 6. The Power of Belief in Action. In the days following that transformative morning, the air in the village seemed charged with possibility. Miko's spirit was alight with a powerful new understanding. As the elephant roamed freely, each soft, rhythmic step it took symbolized the progress of both creature and boy. Miko realized that while the elephant had physically broken free, true liberation came from within, from a complete shift in belief. It was the belief that one is inherently limited that binds us more tightly than any rope. Only when we act on that belief, when we decide to trust in our own potential, do we begin to unlock the doors to freedom. Every day became an opportunity for Miko to test this newfound truth. He embraced small victories and posed challenging questions to his own doubts. What if I am stronger than I believe? What if I can reshape my destiny? With every step, he affirmed that self-belief could shatter the chains of a defeated past. How would your life change if you believed you could break free from your limitations? What first step are you willing to take right now? Chapter 7. The Journey Beyond the Limits. Miko's journey continued along winding paths that led him further from the confines of his former self. Although the elephant thrived in its freedom, Miko knew that breaking free was only the beginning. The world outside was vast and full of challenges that would test the durability of his new beliefs. At every crossroads, Miko encountered obstacles. Some were physical, raging rivers, steep hills, dark woods, and some were emotional, echoes of doubt, whispers of past failures. But these challenges only reaffirmed his commitment to growth. With each new trial, he discovered that freedom is not a static state, but a continuous process of overcoming, learning, and evolving. When faced with challenges, do you let them discourage you? Or do you see them as opportunities to test and strengthen your resolve? Miko learned that true growth comes not from avoiding obstacles, but by confronting them head-on. Every time he persevered, He rewrote the narrative that had once held him captive. In taking small steps beyond his limits, he began to understand that the journey is more significant than any destination. Chapter 8. The Unseen Forces. As Miko delved deeper into his journey, he began to perceive the subtle rhythms of the world, the unseen forces that guide us all. There were moments when the sun shone exactly when he needed warmth, when the wind carried his worries away, when the earth seemed to offer gentle support beneath his feet. At first, these were dismissed as coincidences, but soon they revealed themselves as signs that the universe was aligned with his newfound purpose. The elephant, too, appeared to be in tune with these invisible energies. It moved through open fields with a quiet confidence, as if guided by something greater than itself. Miko, now more attuned to the world, began to question: are these forces simply chance, or are they the guiding hand of fate and intuition? Have you ever experienced moments when everything seemed to fall perfectly into place? Could it be that unseen forces are at work, guiding you toward your destiny? Miko's journey became not only a physical quest for freedom, but also a spiritual awakening. He learned to trust the signs, to embrace the synchronicities of life, and to move with the rhythm of the universe. In doing so, he discovered that freedom is not just an external condition. It is a state of internal harmony with the world around you. Chapter 9. Moving through fear. Even with the strength of belief and the guidance of unseen forces, fear remains a formidable adversary. For a long time, fear was Miko's constant companion, whispering doubts and casting shadows over his every step. But as he advanced on his journey, he began to see fear for what it truly was. Not a solid barrier, but an illusion, a phantom born of past experiences and conditioned thoughts. With each step forward, Miko confronted his fear. He learned that fear is not the enemy. In fact, it is merely a signal, a reminder that you are about to step out of your comfort zone and into a realm of growth. The true enemy, he discovered, was the complacency that allowed fear to dictate your actions. The more you allow fear to pause you, the more you surrender to your limitations. What would you attempt to do if you were not afraid? How would your life transform if you could move forward despite your fears? For Miko, every moment of fear was also a moment of potential strength. Each time he chose to keep moving rather than succumbing to panic, he chipped away at the chains of self-doubt, paving the way for a new, fearless version of himself. Chapter 10. True Freedom. At last, after traversing the highs and lows of his transformative journey, Miko reached what felt like the culmination of his quest, a state of true freedom. But this freedom, he understood, was not merely the absence of chains. It was the presence of a new, empowered mindset. He had broken free not only from the physical rope that had once held the elephant captive but, more importantly, from the invisible chains that had bound his own spirit. True freedom, Miko discovered, is a continuous journey of embracing potential and leaving behind the self-imposed limitations of the past. It is the unwavering belief that you are stronger, wiser, and more capable than you ever thought possible. The elephant, roaming freely in an open field, became a living symbol of this truth, its every step a testament to the power of renewing one's mindset. When was the last time you truly believed in your potential? What chains can you break today to step into your freedom? In that moment of clarity, Miko understood that freedom had always resided within him. The road ahead was uncharted and challenges would always remain, but he was no longer controlled by self-doubt. Instead, he was driven by purpose, buoyed by the journey, and emboldened by the lessons of his past. Miko and the elephant had come full circle, from constrained beginnings to liberated beings marching to the beat of their own spirits. They had not only broken free from physical restraints, but had shattered the mental chains that once defined their existence. As our story draws to a close, reflect on your own journey. Like Miko and the elephant, we all encounter moments when the ropes of our past seem unbreakable. But remember, these ropes exist only as long as we believe in them. The real power to break free lies within us, through belief, action, persistence, and unity with those who support our journey. Ask yourself, what self-limiting belief has kept you tied down? When will you dare to challenge that belief and take your first step toward true freedom? How can you, like Miko, create an environment of support and unity to help you overcome fear? True freedom isn't a destination. It's a continuous journey of growth and renewal. By choosing to believe in yourself, by taking consistent, purposeful action, You have the power to shatter the invisible chains that have held you back. Embrace your potential and let your inner strength lead you to a life of possibilities. Remember, every time you push forward despite doubt, every time you choose hope over fear, you are rewriting your story and becoming the master of your destiny. So let today be the day you decide to break free. The world is waiting, and your journey towards true freedom starts with one small step. Thank you for joining us on this journey of transformation. May the lessons of Miko and the elephant inspire you to overcome your own self-limiting beliefs and to live a life defined not by constraints, but by limitless possibility.